It's your girl T here, back with another Tuesday/Wednesday vidya. I know y'all are having a beautiful, blessed day because we're tea timers. Is absolutely what we do. Our affirmation of the day is, I am healthy, whole, and complete. We're healthy, whole, and complete. That's why this is our home base, is being healthy, whole, and complete. That's why we can always return back there and everything works out like gravy. I apologize about not dropping the video yesterday. I had it all queued up to go, and then it did that thing where it said you can't post because you have no space, and I cleared out a bunch of stuff. I think I accidentally deleted the video, and because I'm on the mend right now, I'm getting better every minute from a cold. Yesterday, putting that video up, trying to put it up once, was all I had in me. So today I'm re-recording. So that long-winded explanation was to say I apologize about it being today as opposed to yesterday. Today I wanted to get into something a subscriber had asked me to cover, which is how do you manifest through depression and grief, like when someone you love has passed away. I recently, as of last year, lost one of my closest friends. And I wouldn't say I manifested through her passing. However, I did see the positive parts of her passing. Before you all come for me, listen to what I have to say. She was a person who was full of life, full of joy. She loved every day like it was the last day she had on earth. However, in the last year or two, maybe even a little bit before that, the way her health was and the way that she was living was the opposite of what she was used to, and she was miserable and sad. She tried to find the joy in each day the way she was living, but it was very, very opposite to what she was used to in the past. So it wasn't a happy, in general, happy existence for her living through her health restrictions for those last couple of years. So we actually discussed and had a talk one day about the possibility of her passing away, and she had made peace with it and she was very comfortable with it. So when she actually did pass, although it was extremely sad, I also was happy for her that she was able to cross over, because she had already expressed to me that that's all she could hope for at this stage in the game with her health, and I was happy and made peace with that. So I know that not every passing goes this way. Like, we have discussions with the person about it and we've made peace with it. A lot of times death creeps up on us in a surprise way or unexpected way, and how are we supposed to be manifesting when this unexpected occurrence takes place? Well, it's like I told you at the beginning of the video with my health, because it's getting better every minute, but I'm in a position where I'm not feeling as good as I'm used to. This is the same thing with when somebody passes. Obviously, you're going to feel a lot of pain and sadness, especially if you're close to the person, but it's about managing what you're able to do each day in order to, quote unquote, bring yourself back to a normalized, I say it in hypotheses because what does normalized really mean, but trying to bring yourself pieces back to what you would have been previously. And how do you do that? You find joy in each day. You remember the person that passed for the beauty that they brought to your life and for the good things that they brought into your life. I have had conversations with my friend that passed away. When I do things that I know she would love, I tell her about them. It doesn't matter that the person isn't physically here anymore. Having conversations with people we've lost is to bring us joy, is to bring us closure, etc. That is what I've done with my friend, and if that would help you, then you can do that as well. But the point is, regardless if you have unfinished conversations with them or you maybe you write a letter to them, or maybe you talk to friends about them, or maybe you go for walks every day. Maybe you talk to God about them, source, higher power, universe, whoever you believe in. The point of all of these exercises is that you're trying to go through the grieving process in a healthy way, where you express yourself, where you try and reach out to people to be able to express yourself to, or you just find things throughout your day to help you with this process. Grief looks different for everybody. There's no time period that you're allotted to grieve the person or not grieve the person. The only thing I would give you is, I've seen in a lot of circumstances when somebody passes, a lot of people will keep themselves busy and distract themselves so they don't have to think about the person. I'm not saying this is a wrong way to do anything. I'm just saying it's not going to benefit you, because if you don't take the time out to grieve the person and really process your feelings, it may not come out at that moment where everything's coasting along like this, but you will explode. You will have some sort of a point of break where you can't take it anymore, and you need to get those feelings out, because they're going to sit inside of us and eventually come out in some way, shape, or form. So my best advice for you on grieving would be to process your emotions whatever way you know how, as soon as possible after it happens, because you need to emotionally release when something traumatic happens within your body, whether it be having a cry sesh for 2 hours and feeling a little lighter, or going out with a friend or talking to a friend on the phone and expressing those feelings. Whatever way it looks like for you to map out your grief process, go through that. And then, excuse me, sorry, I told you. And then when you are starting to feel like, it's so cliche, but with time, everything gets a little bit less painful. When you do start feeling like life is starting to come together a little bit day by day, you can affirm things like, please give me peace of mind. Subconscious, how do I get through the day-to-day in the easiest, most peaceful way? What is good about today? Subconscious, show me memories of whoever passed in a beautiful way. Subconscious, help me to help this grieving process to be as easy and peaceful as possible. Whatever you want to say to yourself to make things lighter or easier for you, or a more peaceful way, or an easier way to navigate, this is how you would affirm to yourself to get through this process. And is it okay if you don't affirm for a couple weeks while you go through this grieving process? Of course. Is it okay if you might not even feel like saying one affirmation for the next 10 days? Of course. Is it okay if you just let your mind zone out because you are taking in the loss of somebody that you love? Of course. I know a lot of you probably get frustrated in the manifestation community when you have depression, or you're going through a traumatic experience, and people are like, just push through and think positive. Of course, when you've lost somebody you love, you're not going to be dancing from the rooftops reaching for the next positive thought. We are humans, we are emotional, we have things that happen and challenges that come up in our life where we're going to have to take a detour for a while, and that is okay. It is okay. It's actually really healthy to process your emotions and to really get through them and make peace with them before moving on to our next situation in life. Is it possible to manifest through grief? Of course it is. Sometimes when we are at our saddest or maddest and we're so emotionally charged and we start saying things, that's when it actually makes our manifestation process faster, because we're so emotionally charged behind it. You do your grief process whatever way that you feel is best for you, and you do your affirming throughout that process, or no affirming at all, whatever feels best for you. It's all about navigating what you're capable of doing that day. But each day I would encourage you to say, subconscious, thank you for making every day get better and better, and things of that nature, so that you're constantly conditioning your mind to expect each day to get better and better for you. Because as much as grieving is healthy, we don't want to live in our pain and sadness for the next 3, 4, 5 years. It's not going to be healthy for us. So we want to always condition ourselves to each day to get a little better and better. This goes on to the second piece, which is manifesting through depression. one of my close family members, I'm not going to say who, does suffer from mental health. And I know I've had in-depth conversations with them about this, how difficult it can be when you are depressed, or you have anxiety, or you have a mental health challenge in some way, when even getting out of bed and brushing your teeth in the morning it seems like it's so far away for you on certain days. I myself, when I had my second son, had a taste of it because I went through postpartum for a couple of weeks, and I know how hard some days can feel to do the simplest tasks that a lot of us take for granted, because you feel like you're in such a dark, depressed tunnel. When you are going through those type of days and you feel like affirming for your SP or money or things of that nature are so far from reach for you, I would go a different route in terms of affirming. I would maybe say subconscious, how the same thing with the grief piece. Subconscious, how is today going to be the best day of my life? Subconscious, how do I see the good out of today? Subconscious, why do I feel a little bit happier today? Subconscious, how do I reach for better feeling thoughts today? Subconscious, why do I feel accomplished today? And I would encourage you to write a task list. If you're really deep into your depression and maybe brushing your teeth, having a meal, doing your basic hygiene is a lot for you that day, I would write a list of 3 things and check them off as you accomplish them. And while you're pushing yourself to do those 3 things, I would say to myself, look at how much better I get every day. Look at how accomplished I get every day. Look at how I feel better about myself every day. Look at how today is working out so wonderfully for me. And as much as you're going to think, well, I don't even know if I can do that, you have to be your biggest cheerleader. And I know when you have mental health, it makes it that extra layer of crap you have to get through to push yourself even harder to reach for those better feeling thoughts and do those day-to-day things. But the key piece is that you're going to have to find it within you to push yourself through. There are a couple coaches on YouTube, if you want to look further, that have fought their own battles with depression. I know depression is talked about a lot more today than it ever was 20 years ago, and I know a lot of people deal with it, and it is a real thing. And I hate when people don't validate that this is a real thing people go through, because I've seen it with my own eyes from other people and experienced a little taste myself. You can look up other coaches on YouTube who have fought with depression throughout their lives, and they've made it to the other side of Sears. They are in a place where they can say that it's not eliminated completely, but their life is 100% easier now that they've fought through those thoughts. So there's avenues for you to go down to see people of like mind that deal with the same situation as you, and you can go through that channel where you look at other people who have pushed through it, and you can see what they did and use that as maybe a tool in your tool belt when dealing with depression or grief, etc. What I'm saying to you at the end of the day is nothing new is in this information I'm giving you about manifestation with grief and depression. The only changes that you make is your affirmations may look different. The amount of stuff that you do per day might look different. You might need a little bit more of a push than other people may or may not. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you just get up in the day and say, this is the day that I change things for myself, and you push right through. It's hard to say. Everybody's plan looks different. The point is that when you are going through something traumatic in your life, or some hill you have to climb up, you need to be kind to yourself, gentle to yourself. And if you only get 1 thing accomplished a day when you set out to get 5 done, that's fantastic, because 1 is better than 0, and 5 was your goal. So you reached a little bit less than 5, but you reached over 0, so you're good to go. Any accomplishment is a good accomplishment. So be kind to yourself and don't beat yourself up and don't compare yourself to other people. If other people are doing things and you feel like you're behind on what you're getting done, everybody has a different story. Comparison is just a waste of time for all of us, because comparing is just gonna put you back further than you ever needed to go. And you're comparing yourself to things when you don't even know the backstory, is what I'm trying to say. Also, excuse me, as I've had in-depth talks with a family member that I spoke of, we discussed that if they hadn't got on a good medical routine with their doctor, where they were prescribed proper medication, because some of the things that they were going through were chemical in their brain, that they wouldn't even be at a place where they were in a position to, you know, try out different techniques in terms of manifestation, etc. I am not a healthcare professional. I am a manifestation coach. So if you feel like you are in such a deep place that you can't get out of it, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, etc., this is the time you might also want to talk to a healthcare professional, because I am not the one who's able to diagnose you in that way, shape, or form. So I'm not telling you to avoid the doctor and don't talk to the doctor. That might also be a piece in your mental health that needs to be addressed as well. I'm just saying these are tools to facilitate in addition to whatever you may have spoken to your doctor about as well. But at the end of the day, you got this. You know you can do it. And depression and grief, although it does seem like a dark hole at the time, you are capable of getting out of it. It's just working day by day to feel better and better, and utilizing the tools that you have around you to get yourself where you need to go through in terms of navigating through situations that aren't ideal. If y'all have questions, you know what to do. I love y'all, but not as much as you should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Wednesday. Bye.